Hello and welcome to my channel We Learn by Sharun. I am Shraddha Banode, presently working as Assistant Professor in Electrical Engineering Department of St. Vincent Pallotti College of Engineering and Technology, Nagpur. In this series, we are learning synchronous machines, and in today's session, we are going to see synchronization of alternator. So let's get started. Now, when we say synchronization of alternator, exactly what do we mean? What do you think? What is synchronization? Basically, yes, we can say synchronization is nothing but parallel operation of alternators. That is the other meaning of synchronization and why it is required. When you connect one alternator to another alternator, but other than alternator, even if the alternator is connected to the bus bar, then also it is called as synchronization. All right. So this is very important. You must know the process of connecting an alternator in parallel with another alternator or in the common bus bar is known as synchronization. Now, when you do the synchronization, there are certain conditions to be satisfied. So the first condition goes like this: the phase sequence of the incoming machine voltage and the bus bar voltage or another machine. If we are correcting it in parallel with another alternator, it will be another machine or it will be bus bar. Okay, so the phase sequence of the incoming machine voltage and the bus bar voltage should be identical. Identical means it should be almost same. All right. The second point goes like this. The terminal voltage of the incoming machine must be same as the bus bar or already running machine voltage. या तो ऑलरेडी ऑल्टरनेटर से अगर आप पैरेलल कनेक्ट कर रहे हो ऑल्टरनेटर को तो दोनों ऑल्टरनेटर का वोल्टेज सेम होना चाहिए या तो अगर आप बस बार में कनेक्ट कर रहे हो तो ऑल्टरनेटर और बस बार का वोल्टेज एग्जैक्टली सेम होना चाहिए. Next condition goes like this: the frequency. Because this is AC quantity, the frequency matters. So the frequency of the incoming alternator must be equal to the bus bar frequency. Now what will happen if the frequency will not match? Large power transients will occur when frequencies are not equal. The phase angle of the two systems should be equal. The phase angle means obviously if one voltage is at particular phase angle, another machine should have the same voltage with the same phase angle. Now, if suppose these conditions are not met, then what will happen? There will be transients, there will be power surges, and hence there will be unwanted oscillation will occur, and that oscillation, if is not controlled properly, may damage the equipment, may damage the machine, and even the complete shutdown of the power system is possible if the conditions are not met. Why it is required to have two alternators in parallel? Why it is required to connect an alternator to the bus bar? Why the synchronization is required? And what are the advantages if you have parallel operating alternators? So when there is maintenance, now first point is, see, even if the fault is not occur, even if there is no fault, even if there is no shutdown, even if the things are going fine, still regular maintenance is required. We cannot wait for some fault to occur and then do the maintenance. Okay, the regular maintenance is required, and whenever one alternator is taken out for maintenance purpose, for its testing purpose, that time another alternator is always there to continue with the supply. So this is one of the advantage, that maintenance, when the alternator is taken out for maintenance or inspection, the other alternator is there always to continue for the continuity of the supply. Load supply can be increased, like, see, if some alternator is there which is rated so that the presently load is supplied, but then future if the load will increase, then one alternator will not be enough, then you will be needing two alternators to operate at the same time. So to have that future load which is going to increase, we have two alternators in parallel. During light loads, when all the alternators are not required, then you can shut down alternator and only one alternator will be enough to supply the light loads. Whenever there is very low load, so you need not have all the alternators operated at the same time. You can shut down other alternators and only one alternator will be enough to supply. So this is how you can reduce the operating cost as well. Efficiency increases. Yes, efficiency increases because you have ultimately you're reducing the costing by having the proper maintenance. The operating cost is reduced, as already explained you that एक वन टाइम इन्वेस्टमेंट रहता है एक एक्स्ट्रा ऑल्टरनेटर का, बट उसका जो ओवरऑल ऑपरेटिंग कॉस्ट है वो बहुत ज्यादा रिड्यूस हो जाता है. Ensure the protection of supply and enables cost effective generation. So continuity of supply is seen, protection of supply is seen, means supply should be always there. There should not be any disturbance even in the condition of fault. Breaking down of a generator does not cause any interruption of supply. As I told you, if one of the generator fails, the continuity of supply is maintained always. Reliability, yes, very important. Reliability of the whole power system is increased. The reliability of whole power system gets increased if you have the continuity of supply. All right. So next we are going to see some methods of synchronization. Now first of all, let's try to understand when we say synchronization exactly what we are doing here. So let's concentrate on this generator first. First of all, we will concentrate on generator 1. This is already running condition which is already there in the system where the load is connected. See, the load is connected, the generator is connected. So generator 1 is connected to the bus bar, and through the bus bar it is connected to load. So this is already running alternator. Okay. Then this generator 2 is nothing but incoming alternator जिसको अभी हमको connect करना है. ठीक है. So when you want to connect, see the keys are open. S1 is nothing but the switch. When you will close this switch, then only the generator 2 will be into the system. It will be connected in parallel with the generator 1. So for that we need to close this switch S1. लेकिन ऐसा नहीं कि लेके गए generator को और directly switch close कर दिया. You have to first of all verify that all the conditions are met. So we need to check then how to satisfy all those conditions. So let's check how those conditions are checked. All right. So first of all, to make the terminal voltages equal, first condition is to make the terminal voltages equal. Now, how we will make the terminal voltages equal? First of all, we will see whether the incoming machine's terminal voltage is same as terminal voltage of running machine or not. And if not, we will adjust the terminal voltage of the incoming machine. हम लोग incoming machine का terminal voltage change करेंगे. Then there are two methods to check the phase sequence of the machine. They are as follows. First method is by using synchronoscope. अगर आप सिंक्रोनोस्कोप यूज करते हैं तो आप चेक कर सकते हो कि फेस सीक्वेंस बराबर है कि नहीं है, सेम फेस सीक्वेंस है या अपोजिट फेस सीक्वेंस है. सेकंड मेथड इज थ्री लैम्प मेथड. In three lamp method, what happens is three bulbs are connected across the switch. Okay, and when this bulb becomes bright or dim, accordingly we can conclude that whether there is a phase difference, whether the phase difference is small, whether the phase difference is big. And if this bulb becomes bright, we can say the phase difference is large. But if the bulb becomes dim, it is glowing but it is dim, then we can say that the phase difference is small but phase difference is there, right? So the bulb will show dim and bright all together. This is the second condition. So if all the bulbs are getting bright together and getting dim together, it means the phase sequence is same. So if it is getting bright in progression, the phase sequence is opposite or different. This sequence can be made equal by swapping the connections of any two phases. Obviously, if phase sequence is not equal means तो phase sequence change करने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? Obviously, phase sequence change करने के लिए आपको जो टर्मिनल कोई भी दो टर्मिनल को आपको इंटरचेंज करना पड़ेगा. तो जो पड़ेगा फिर दोनों का phase sequence सेम हो जाएगा and you can do the synchronization properly. All right. Now in this figure, the generator 1 is there which is already connected to the load, supplying the load. Generator 2 is the incoming generator, but along with this switch S1, in parallel with this switches, we have this lamp connected. This lamp, this blue circle with the cross is nothing but lamp. तो अब क्या होगा देखो, अगर आप इसको ध्यान से देखोगे फिगर को, तो स्विच ओपन है लेकिन जनरेटर 2 ऑलरेडी कनेक्ट हो गया है कहीं ना कहीं, क्योंकि बल्ब है बीच में. भले ही वो बल्ब बीच में है, लैम्प्स बीच में है, but generator 2 is connected to generator 1. Now we can compare everything. We can compare the voltages, we can compare the phase difference, we can compare the phase sequence, we can compare the frequency. So depending upon the pattern of the bulbs, the lamps getting bright and dim, whether it is bright and dark. So whatever is the condition in which sequence it is getting bright, whether they are getting bright simultaneously or in progression, all this study will give us idea about all the parameters. And by changing the parameters of the generator 2, of course you can change the parameters of generator 2. इसका प्राइम मूवर रहेगा, अगर उसकी स्पीड चेंज करोगे तो इसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी चेंज हो जाएगी. अगर सपोज उसका फेस सीक्वेंस चेंज करना है तो दो टर्मिनल को इंटरचेंज कर दो, फेस सीक्वेंस चेंज हो जाएगा. सो यू कैन इजीली, अगर आपको वोल्टेज, टर्मिनल वोल्टेज मिसमैच है, अगर वो चेंज करना है तो आप फील्ड करंट वैरी करोगे, फील्ड करंट वैरी करोगे तो इंड्यूस ईएमएफ वैरी होगा, इंड्यूस ईएमएफ वैरी होगा तो टर्मिनल वोल्टेज आप वैरी कर सकते हो. तो whatever condition you want, you can met with this conditions, with this particular diagram. And hence, once all the conditions are met, then you can close the switch S1, and this generator 2 will be coming in parallel with the generator 1. All right, so whatever I've explained you right now on the figure, same thing has been there in points which is given. You can just go through this point, check and verify the incoming and running system frequency. It should be nearly same, and this can be done by inspecting the frequency of dimming and brightening of the lamp. When the frequency are nearly equal, the two voltages will alter the phase gradually. These changes can be observed, and the switch S1 can be made close when the phase angles are equal. This is called as three lamp method. ठीक है, this is called as three lamp method. लेकिन एक दूसरी मेथड भी है जिसे हम बोलते हैं टू ब्राइट वन डार्क लैम्प मेथड. दिस मेथड इज कॉल्ड two bright, one dark lamp method. Now, what is the difference in this method? The difference is just in connection of the lamp. If you can see the figure which is there on the slide very clearly, you can see that one of the phase lamp is connected between A1 and A2. तो ये वाला जो लैम्प है, this is connected in the same phase. But these two lamps, which is between B1 and B2 and C1 and C2, these are interchange. So lamp 2, lamp 1 is connected between properly in A phase, but the lamp 2 is connected in such a way that its first phase is connected to B1 and another, instead of B2, it is connected to C2. See how it is connected. Similarly, if we talk about L3, so this is third lamp whose first connection is connected to C1, but second connection, instead of to C2, it is going to B2. So one connection of L2 and L3 has been interchanged, and this method is called two bright, one dark lamp method. So in this method, one lamp is connected between corresponding phases while two others are cross connected between the other two phases as shown in figure. Alright, now again the same thing has been shown here. See how first lamp is connected between A1 and A2 while other two lamps are connected between B1 and C2 and C1 and B2. Now what happens in this condition? In previous condition we used to have all three lamps bright together, dark together. In this method, if A lamp is dark, B and C will be bright. If B and C will be dark, A will be bright. And there will be sequence which will be followed. Let's see those points one by one. So this is how it is connected. Now the prime mover of the incoming machine is brought to the rated speed so that the frequency can be matched. Okay, and the excitation is so adjusted that all the voltages EA1, EB2 and EC3 should be same as VA1, VB2 and VC3. And this is done by using this two bright one dark lamp method. Okay, now see, this is the actual connection, how it is connected. So again I have shown two generators. Generator 1 is there and generator 2 is there. So if this is lamp L1, L1 is connected to A1, okay, and this is basically A1. If you will see, this should be A1. Just excuse me for the mistake has been done here. A2 is connected here. This is A2. The middle one is B2 is as it is, and this is C2. I hope you are getting me. B2 will be correct. Just the name has been changed here. So if this is A2, this is B2, this is C2. So the first lamp L1 is connected between A1 and A2, right? If you see the second lamp L2, it is connected between B1 and C2. And the third lamp, which is L3, is connected between C1 and B2. So when the correct moment to close the switch is obtained, because at that instant again we will realize the three lamps. So in these three lamps we will see the sequence of the lamp, how they are getting bright and dark. Okay, and the perfect situation where you will have to operate this particular switch will be that this two L2 and L3 are equally bright while L1 is completely dark. Whenever you will have that instance, because the brightness and darkness will be continuously changing when you will operate this, exactly the same experiment we are going to perform in our practical lab. So you will see that how this brightness and darkness is changing, and you will get an instant where L1 is dark and L2 and L3 are equally bright. So when you will meet that condition, when L1 will be completely dark and L2 and L3 will be equally bright, that time you will close the switch. The direction of rotation of incoming machine is changed. Like suppose you are having, so you will change the incoming direction of incoming machine just by changing two lines of the machine. That is how you change the sequence, right? Thus the incoming machine is now floating on the bus bar. So once the switch is closed, the incoming machine will be connected to the bus bar and it will be ready to take up the load as a generator. For paralleling small machines in the power systems, three lamp methods are generally used along with the synchronoscope method. But for synchronizing very large machines in power stations, the whole procedure is performed on computer by the automatic system. All right. Now what is synchronoscope? तो synchronoscope is a device. एक छोटा सा device होता है, dial तरीके का होता है, वो dial की तरह दिखता है. So that synchronoscope is connected so that it can give you the phase angle difference between the two machines. ठीक है? And that is essential to get to synchronize the phase angle between two machines is very important. So what are the conditions for the synchronization that you already know? Okay, so we'll just see how these conditions are satisfied by using synchronoscope. So this is a dial-like arrangement which is visible on the synchronoscope, and there is a pointer. All right, so you can see the direction. If the pointer is going on this side, then we can say the incoming machine is slower than the already machine. And if it is going on this side, then we can say the incoming machine is faster than the all ongoing machine. And accordingly, you need to change the speed to match the speed. Okay. The synchronoscope compares the incoming voltage of the machine concerning with the three-phase system, and it has a dial placed on a circular calibrated scale where the position of the dial shows the phase difference between the incoming voltage and the infinite machine or the running machine. The scale of the synchronoscope marks with two arrows. There are two arrows present on the synchronoscope. Now what it does, it indicates the direction of rotation. Alright, the clockwise arrow shows the too fast movement of the incoming machine, while the anti-clockwise direction shows the slow rotation of the incoming machine. Hence you can match it. Now, if the frequency, like what about the frequency? If the frequency of the incoming machine is more, then the pointer deflects towards the fast mark. So you can also see the speed, you can also see the frequency. So if the frequency is more, then it will show towards the pointer will be towards the faster mark, while if the frequency is less, then the pointer will deflect towards the slow mark on the dial. And hence you can change the frequency, bring the pointer to the stationary position. When the frequency of the incoming machine or voltage and the infinite machine will be same, the pointer will become stationary. And that is the perfect moment to synchronize two machines or to synchronize machine with the bus bar. The frequency and phase position are controlled by the input of the prime mover. आप prime mover की speed change करके आराम से frequency और phase position को change कर सकते हो. लेकिन अगर आपको suppose voltage terminal voltage change करना है तो आपको field control करना पड़ता है. अगर आपने field current control किया तो आप voltage भी change कर सकते हो. All right. So this is all about the synchronoscope. You must know. This is all about the methods of synchronization we have seen today. Alright, so don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Share this video with others so that everybody can understand the concept of synchronization. Subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any of the upcoming videos on synchronous machines, and press the bell button right next to it. Thank you and happy learning.